Hello everybody and welcome back to a new edition for the channel. This is called the Breakdown Podcast, which will be happening every Monday, and on Monday morning I'll put out a poll on my Instagram story saying if you want me to break down the Premier League or the National League like I did this morning. So that will be coming to you every Monday, so make sure you are subscribed, follow my Instagram, and you can have your say on if you want me to talk about the Premier League and the National League. I thought you'd have told me to do the Premier League because Liverpool got beat, but thank God I'm not doing that. National League. So, what did we find out this week from the National League? Well, we found out that there was only 2 draws in this game week, and the rest were wins, and we also found out that there was 3 games that were postponed, which were Brackley Town vs Solihull Moors, Gateshead vs Braintree, and Morecambe vs Boreham Wood. And the results that happened on Saturday: Aldershot beat Halifax 3-2, Altrincham 0, Yeovil Town 1, Boston United 1, Sutton United 0, Morecambe 1, Truro 2, a big win for Rochdale as they beat Carlisle at the Crown Oil Arena. Another big win for Scunny, they won 1-0 against Southend, and a 2-1 win for York against Forest Green. And we're going to make our way down, so we're going to start from the top and work our way down with these results. So up the top we've got Rochdale, York, Carlisle, Southend, Scunny, so we'll start off with them games. Rochdale won 1-0 against Carlisle, a scrapey game, as I've heard. What I've heard was that Rochdale got quite lucky. I mean, Carlisle can't seem to score in front of goal, apparently what people were saying, but that is a massive win for Rochdale. A 1-0 win, it doesn't matter the score, as long as they got the 3 points, and they did. A 1-0 win on Saturday at the Crown Oil Arena. The goal coming from Moss in the 41st minute from a free kick header into the goal. And that is a massive win for Rochdale, and that has taken them top of the league. And yet again, they are 2 points ahead of York with 2 games in hand. So it's looking very good at the top of the league for them. York City with a 2-1 win against Forest Green. Absolutely marvellous win. But yet again, York are conceding goals. That was the first time they've conceded in 4 games. But what I'm trying to say is, York, in my opinion, in that game, I only watched second half, but York should have won that game by about 4 or 5 goals because of how well we play in the first half. We were 2-0 up, and just in general, we played really well in the first half, score goals, and then in the second half, we let the team come back into the game, like Forest Green did at the weekend by scoring a goal by McAllister. The goals from York coming from Alex Hunt from a penalty in the 16th minute, and of course, Ollie Pearce scoring in the 48th minute of the game. So that has sent York, like I said, second in the league, 2 points behind Rochdale, and Forest Green and Carlisle are 4, Forest Green are 5th, Carlisle are ahead of them by 1 point. Also, a massive win for Scunthorpe United as they beat Southend 1-0 to edge closer to York. They have also got 2 games in hand. So, if they win them 2 games, it'll be very, very tasty at the top. It'll send them to 65 points if they do win both them games. And that'll mean they will be 3 points behind York. And if they do win them 2 games in hand, you can also count it as a 3-horse race if Rochdale do end up slipping up. But at the minute, as we're looking, it's a 2-horse race between Rochdale and York City. And that's how that is going at the minute. I can see Rochdale probably winning the league, unfortunately, if they win them 2 games in hand. And at the minute, how they're playing, I can see them winning the league, unfortunately. But their next game is Forest Green at home, so you never know. York have got Hartlepool Wednesday night, and of course it's midweek fixtures for all the teams in Premier League, National League, I think League 1, League 2 are doing them as well. Let's go on to a bit lower in the league now. Morecambe 1, Truro 2. I think this was a game where Morecambe should have won the game, because Truro at the minute aren't doing the best, and I think they should have. Well, both teams are doing the best, but from a point at midweek, I think it was midweek, by Morecambe against Altrincham. Yeah, it was midweek. 1-1 draw there. I could feel that they might win the game, but they didn't. They got beat 2-1 to Truro, and that was their first win. I will check. First win in a long time, let's just put it that way. They're still down at the bottom, but that is a massive 3 points for Truro City. And they have got to work in tomorrow night, which, in my opinion, I think Truro will get beat just because Woking had their game called off at the weekend. The last game they won Boxing Day was Truro, a 2-1 win over Yeovil Town. But that's a massive win, but unfortunately a disappointment from Morecambe there. They could have gone up a little bit in the league due to points. And to be honest, I don't think I can see Truro or Morecambe getting out of the relegation battle. I could probably see Bantry getting out there. Sutton, oh my god, Altrincham are down there as well. Didn't know they were that far down. Truro and Morecambe I can probably see going down. Gateshead, I think they're down already. But even Eastleigh, Brackley, Aldershot, Boston, Yeovil, Woking, they can still all slip down there if some results don't go their way. It can happen, obviously, but that's definitely a huge win for Truro City on Saturday. Some of the games that are happening tomorrow: Altrincham are playing Wildstone, Boston are playing Gateshead, Carlisle, Scunthorpe. That'll be a good game, to be fair. I might watch that one. Morecambe versus Tamworth, Solihull versus Eastleigh, and Truro are playing Woking, like I just said. There's games on Wednesday night as well, with Aldershot Town facing Southend, Bournemouth playing Yeovil Town, Brackley versus Halifax, big one to watch out for that. Rochdale versus Forest Green, Sutton versus Bantry, and of course the biggest game of midweek, a nice little, would you say, local derby, Yorkshire derby? Well, we hate them. York City versus Hartlepool United. And I'll go through a few of the other results. Aldershot won 3-2 after being 2-0 behind, and they had a red card. Altrincham 0, Yeovil Town 1, Boston 1, Sutton 0. Brilliant win for Boston is that, and that's worrying for Sutton United, because they are down there in the league, so they really need to rank up the points. Hartlepool 1, Tamworth 1. Sorry, was that Tamworth? So Tamworth 1, Hartlepool 1. I think Hartlepool needed a win there to boost their confidence for the game on Wednesday night when they play York, but you never know, an upset might happen there. But Tamworth, I would say that's a good point for Tamworth. Hartlepool, not so good, because they are looking to get into the top 7 of the National League. You've also got Eastleigh 2, Wilson 2. Desmond, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Eastleigh scored a last-minute equaliser in the 95th minute, so very good result for Eastleigh, and I wouldn't say that's a good result for Wildstone, because they need to. I think that game was quite crucial for them, because if they'd have won that, they'd have gone up to 38 points with 2 games in hand over Solihull Moors, 3 games in hand over Hartlepool, and if they'd have won them 2-3 games, they could have overtaken them and gone into 9th, and possibly take over Southend, and it'd have budged them up to 7th. So for Wildstone, that isn't a very good result. Obviously, conceding in the last minute, it's not the best thing to do, obviously, but that's all of the fixtures done. The league is looking very good for York and Rochdale, but more so for Rochdale. Hopefully, as a York fan, Forest Green can cause an upset on Wednesday night. I can't see it happening, but if it does, then that is good. Looking down at the bottom of the league, we've got Gateshead, Morecambe, Truro and Braintree. Obviously Braintree are 21st. They're level on points with Sutton. Altrincham are down there as well on 31 points. So it's looking close, or should I say tight at the bottom and tight at the top as well. It's also tight for getting into them top 7 places. Well, really, for 7th, I think the top 6 are secured. It's just whoever's going to get 7th place between Halifax, Southend, Hartlepool, possibly Solihull Moors, but them 3 could get top 7 or 7th place. So that is all for today. I hope you've liked that episode. I will be doing it every Monday. Please do share the video about, and like and do subscribe. Follow my Instagram as well. And I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.